Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Sunday, July the 19th, the year 2020. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly open and gap. Just a reminder, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Trading is extremely risky. You can lose all of your money. If you need trading, investment, or financial advice, seek the advice of an accredited financial professional. So let's take a look here at the week. Most of the gaps have filled. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4 that have not filled. No, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In fact, the pound dollar hasn't filled its gap. As you can see right now, it is definitely below the weekly open. Didn't quite fill the gap. And for those of you wondering or new to the channel what I'm talking about, you can see here that the pound today opened at 1.25493, but on Friday it closed at 1.25720. So there's a difference between today's open and Friday's close. That's the gap. And price usually tries to fill that gap. So you can see here today's high was 1.25719 versus 1.25720. It missed it by 1 point, but a miss is still a miss. But if you had faded the gap, traded towards the gap, in other words, if you had bought, you could have exited the trade with a profit. But of course, remember, whenever you trade, always make sure you have your risk management in place. Have your brain management in place. Don't wind up falling into one of these traps. And have your money management in place. Make sure you take your profit before the market takes it back. Because had you been long and you didn't take your profit, market would have taken it back. Okay, here we're still working on the first day of the week here. Here's the first day of the month. Range, there's the high, there's the low, and there's the open of the month. And once again, you can see we're heading south here in the wick zones of Friday and Thursday and Tuesday's candle, and then one from a previous week. But the month's up 124 pips. We are inside the inside bar for the month from 3 months ago. Looks like we're heading back towards that inside bar for the week 1 week ago. Range, nothing over 100. We're only 5 hours into the trading day. So there's still a lot of time left for a price to range. You can see here price tried to break out of the previous high but didn't. Let's see if it breaks out of the previous low. And looking here at the buy zone, the pivot point, oh, that's interesting. Oh, the other one was the weekly pivot. The daily pivot right here, you see we've already taken that out. But it was inside the buy zone, so there was really no bias. Once again, here. Now this is really interesting. Looks like it filled the gap here. No, it didn't, because here's the close. As you can see, it did not fill the gap. Almost, but not quite. Oh, and somebody asked me about buy zone training wheels. I said there really isn't any buy zone training wheels because you pretty much are trading the buy zone with self-included training wheels, because price has to come up to the line for you to buy or down to the sell zone here for you to sell. So here there was an obvious trigger here, and you see you could have made profit, and then here There's an obvious trigger here, and then you could have made profit. So, and the thing is, when I first made the buy zone, I never talked about stops because it's inherent in the system. If you go long but price reverses and then all of a sudden it tells you to go short, well, what does that mean? It means get out of your long and go short. And then some people go, well, you could just get chopped up. Well, maybe you could, but that hasn't really been the case. I've haven't heard too many people saying they got chopped up. If you're trading with the H1 candle color, it usually doesn't happen. Once again, educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine, but it seems to be a pretty safe and profitable trade. The rat, we do have enough range for the rat, 52 pips. So there's only 12 pips between here and here. But you can see it's time for the green rats to feast. Though with this range of 52, I wouldn't be too anxious. And if I got in a trade, I would take my pips quick before the market takes it back. Okay, where is the weekly pivot? I think I need to switch over to H1 to find here's the weekly pivot. 1.2575. There's your weekly pivot. And I don't think we quite touched it. Got close, but haven't quite touched it. I'm not sure what the computer's doing right now, so I am going to pause the video. I'm not sure why the computer did what it did, but I'm back. You can see the monthly's pivots down here. That's already been taken out, I believe, for the month. Daily pivot taken out. Weekly pivot missed. Wick zones. We didn't even get into the wick zone, the upper, but we're in the lower. And as you can see, that's a pretty big wick zone compared to the distance between, which would be the body of the candle. So it might break this 25.11. Okay, looking at the smart ranges, you can see here on Friday, 62%. That was only a 5% tile range. It's pretty low. And even in the low hundreds, you can see here, it's only at the 30 percentile. So looks like price, as you can see here on the H1 charts, just kind of ranging. And if you notice, price has been kind of stuck between about 126.50 and about 125. It's just been pretty much, it's kind of stuck in that area. Oh, and these dots, if in case you're wondering, that's the previous candle's midpoint, which I use for a bias. Open below, short, open above, long. Cross above, long, cross below, short. Just a bias. I don't believe in that in trend because trend changes as you look at different time frames. So it only exists in the mind of the trader. Trying to remember if there was any other questions. Oh, once again, yeah, just in case, the indicators, if you make a donation, number one, don't expect immediate response because I have to do it all by hand. So on the weekends, I'm not sitting in front of the computer that much. So it might take me an hour or 10 before I answer your donation. I do appreciate it. Thank you. But I'm not in the business of selling indicators, so I don't have some website that does everything automatically. And that's because I don't want to sell indicators. Number two, the indicators don't work on phones or on tablets. You have to have a computer. I never even thought about that until somebody tried to, I was talking them through and I didn't realize they were using a phone. I just made the assumption they were using a computer. Let me think. Was there any other questions floating around out there? Oh, yeah. People still ask me about my email address. And I don't know what to tell you guys, but it's right there on the beginning first screen. So I guess maybe you just didn't see it. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, somebody asked me about doing a Virgin Wick Zone alert. The thing about it is, I don't have any idea what I would alert. I mean, because there's once the price gets into it, it's no longer Virgin. So, you're saying distance away from the nearest or the nearest upper and lower Virgin Wick Zone? I'm not really sure um, what that would do for you. Um, but you have to let me know. I mean, I'm thinking about it. It's like, I don't know. I might be able to make that into a dashboard function easily, but I don't know what that would do. But this right here, the indicator is just showing the previous 5 days highs and lows, so you can just see how price cuts across those areas. And so you can see where price is right now in relation to those areas. Let me think. I don't know if there was any other questions floating around out there. But yeah, I'm happy to hear that some traders are actually finding profitability in some of the methods that I've presented. But just remember, it's not the indicator that's profitable. It's not the system. It's you, the trader. You have to execute. And if you've been watching my trading step-by-step series, you know how much emphasis I've put on you and certain things that have nothing to do with entry and exit per se. Because as I've stated many times, once you put the trade on, you can just forget everything else. What you have to do from that point forward is manage the money. You're either protecting profit or protecting your portfolio from further damage or loss. And that's really it. And for those of you new traders, there's a trader said something about paper trading. There's no such thing as paper trading. One reason is you don't know if you're going to get filled. You don't know, you put your fill in at a certain level, it might slip you a pip or two. Maybe not a pip, but a couple of points. But that could be the difference between having an opportunity to take profit and not. So no, if you're gonna learn trading, that's like saying you're gonna learn how to hit a baseball or shoot a basketball or by paper, doing it on paper. No, you got to get in the game. You gotta have some skin in the game when it comes to trading. I don't care if it's a penny a pip. You find a broker, maybe you can trade for a micro lot or whatever, but a penny a pip or dime a pip. Because if you're not willing to even open an account with $100 and trade a dime a pip, then maybe trading isn't really what you want to do. Because like I say, you can paper trade this quote unquote, but it ain't trading. It is not trading. And demo trading is not trading. You know what I mean? Skin in the game. Once you put that skin in the game, your heart's going to beat a little faster. Maybe you're going to sweat. Maybe your hand's going to shake when you go to click the mouse. Maybe you're going to hesitate. You don't hesitate in paper trading. So forget that paper trading. It's no such thing. It's not trading. It's, I don't know what you could call it, but it ain't real. You get in demo to test things out, yes, to learn something, but you're not going to really learn it until you actually, you know, have some coins involved in this trading. It's that simple, traders. It really is that simple. I mean, once again, simple method, candle H1 candle color at the line, just simple lines every 10 pips. You can do this on your phone. Just look at your H1 candle and there's going to be some lines. The first line it hits, if it's green, you go long. If it's red, you go short. That's it. I can't make it any simpler. So, fellow traders, that's the weekly opening gap. I hope you have a profitable week. Hope you're having a profitable month. Just remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. TheRumpledOne signing out.